Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share my story of how I managed to back exemption risk management twice and what my preparation strategy was for this exam. So long story short, I appeared for Jan 2021 cycle for the second group. I wrote SCMB exam, RM exam elective paper, but I wasn't able to write the rest of the two papers, DT and IDT. And when the result came, I had an exemption risk management. Due to some unfortunate events, I wasn't able to write rest of the papers. Due to that reason, I wasn't able to claim that exemption. So fast forward to December 2021, I again appeared for a second group and first group and second group. Appeared for both groups in that attempt. So in that attempt, I was able to give the whole papers in second group, and when the result came, I passed group 1 and had an exemption in risk management in group 2, and I got around 67 marks in my second attempt. And in my first attempt I scored 61 marks. So I just want to share with you what my preparation strategy was during these two attempts. As you might be aware, the elective paper is proposed to be eliminated from CA finals, and it is going to be replaced with a paper called Integrated Business Solution. It's a multidisciplinary case study sort of paper, so it might be implemented around May 2023 or November 23. It's not confirmed yet, so this video will be relevant for candidates appearing for risk management paper for the next 2 or 3 attempts maybe. So let me get it started. I'm going to divide this video into two parts. First part will be what my preparation strategy was for the exam, and second part will be how you are supposed to write the exam. Alright, okay, getting started with the first part. The materials which you are supposed to use for risk management paper, and this one thing I want to emphasize that ICA study material is your Bible. You don't need to substitute it with any other material whatsoever. Stick on to the ICA study material and don't bother to look to other authors' book. I have interacted with a lot of candidates who backed exemption risk management, and all of them have used only ICA's material. They didn't bother to use any other material. And second thing is, should you read your study material? As you know, this is an open book exam, so candidates will be very much hesitant to read it because you can literally open the book and write the exam. But I personally suggest that if you have sufficient time with you, read it once or twice. If you wasn't able to read it rigorously, this paper is not supposed to be learned in such a way which you would learn audit or law, which requires extensive reading. In risk management, extensive reading is not that much required because ICA is testing your application knowledge, not your memory. So if you have sufficient time, read it once or twice. I don't personally suggest that you should read it mandatorily, but having an overall idea of study material will definitely help you to fetch good marks in the exam. I read it almost one time. It was just a rough reading. So that's what my take on the whether you're supposed to read it or not. And the third point is, the most important thing for scoring good marks in risk management is use of proper index. Indexation is everything. So you may choose an index which best suits your writing speed and your reading speed. I personally suggest you to look at Shivam Paran's index and HRX index. Index of HRX risk management is available on Telegram, and Shivam Parans is available on YouTube. You may search for it. I have used both, and in my exam I took both, but I prefer Shivam Parans alphabetically ordered index more. So some other candidates I have seen used HRX index, so it's a matter of personal preference. You try both and choose one which suits your writing speed and your comfort level. So these two are the best indexes available out there. So these two are the only indexes which I have personally used or referred to. So in choosing the proper indexation is very important. Okay, then coming to the fourth point. All right, this risk management paper, it requires a lot of presence of mind in the exam, and very good writing speed. The only way in which you can enhance your writing speed is by giving mock test paper. You know that it's a 4-hour exam, so it's not really comfortable for anyone to sit 4 hours in a stretch and write an exam. It is not at all a very comfortable process. So in order to tackle that issue, I really suggest that you should give at least one mock test for risk management. I personally didn't take any mock test, but what I did was I downloaded all the previous year question papers, RTPs and MTPs, whatnot, and I tried to locate the keywords in the question paper with reference to the index to the ICS study material. So I was able to, when I see a question, I was able to locate what the keyword in that question is, and then this practice gave me sufficient speed in exam to locate this particular topic in the textbook. So if you can't able to give mock test, which I wouldn't really suggest for risk management because it's a 4-hour exam, it's a must that you should read previous year RTPs, MTPs and suggested answers and such publications, and instead of looking at the answer first, try to locate the answer of this particular question from the ICA material or by your own, and see whether you have located the correct paragraph or not, correct topic or not, or the correct sentence or not. So this practice will help you very much in bagging good marks in risk management, the exam. And another important problem in the risk management paper was they might ask problem questions. So if they ask questions from SFM, there might be students who have passed first group of CF finals and giving the second group after a long time. So if they ask questions from SFM, that such candidates won't be able to answer it appropriately. I had this problem. I had exemption in SFM in the first group. So when I appeared for risk management paper, I didn't had a very good grasp on SFM again because it was a long time ago I last referred SFM state textbook. So there might be some problems. It is not very much, it's not an assured thing. There might be some questions from SFM and some other problem sections from the textbook itself. So you have to be prepared to answer that, or else you can always skip that question, or you can prioritize writing answer to any other question which you have good grasp on. So you need to be aware of the fact that they can ask problem questions and it might be tricky. So you should be willing to tackle that particular issue. And that's all about the preparation phase. The indexation is everything, and the importance of mock test and RTPs have been discussed here. Well, we discussed all those things, and let's go on to your examination phase, the D-Day. Okay, the first and foremost thing which you need to do after you receive your question paper is that identify the question you are supposed to eliminate, because risk management paper is very much intimidating. It's like, in fact, it's like a booklet. So you'll be having 5 case study questions, 25 marks each. Among that, you can eliminate 1 case study. So it is very important that you should identify the case study which you are going to eliminate in the first 15 minutes itself. So don't try to find answer for any question, or don't try to tick down the MCQ answers. Don't try anything else. Your entire focus on that 15 minutes should be to identify the question which you find most difficult, and the question which you are going to eliminate. So the difficult question should be the one which you are going to eliminate. Okay, because once you start writing, what happens with most students, including me, was that we may end up eliminating the wrong question. In fact, the question we eliminated will be the easiest one, and the question which we are going to write might be the toughest one. So in order to sort out this particular issue, you need to extensively use your brain during the 15 minutes for identification of that question. The reason why I am emphasizing this matter so much is that it causes to lose a lot of time. Identifying a wrong question to eliminate will cause a lot of time, and it drains our marks. That one particular question can cause us not being able to score an exemption. Okay, so the second point is that don't feel intimidated by seeing the question. the case study questions will span over 1 or 2 pages, and the time required for reading the question will be very much high. So you need to have a good reading speed. If you have a good reading speed, it will definitely help you to read that questions in a shorter span of time. I personally don't have that much of reading speed, so there is a small trick which you can apply. That is, instead of reading the whole case study, the case study will be 2 pages, so there is no point in reading case study at first. So what you need to do is read the question section, what is required from you. Read the MCQ section and read the descriptive question section, and try to locate the part of case study which is relevant to the particular question you have read. So this case study might be having a 4-5 paragraphs. So among that, only 3 paragraphs will be relevant for the exam, relevant for the questions asked. So don't go right away reading to the don't go and start reading the questions right away. Don't go and start reading the case studies right away. Instead, read the questions first, and then try to identify the keywords used in questions in the case studies, locate that particular paragraph and read that paragraph extensively, thoroughly, carefully, and identify the keywords from the question and paragraph and locate it in the study material using your index. That should be your strategy while writing the exam. So don't feel intimidated by seeing all these long questions. It doesn't matter if it have 5 or 6 paragraphs, only 3 or 4 paragraphs will be relevant for you. Always keep that in mind while answering case studies in risk management. The next thing is time management. All right, we are supposed to write 4 questions. We have 4 hours with us. So under no circumstances you are supposed to take more than 1 hour for the case study, for one case study question. So whatever happens within 1 hour, you should and you have to finish one question. So within 4 hours you have to finish the entire 4 compulsory questions. So I really suggest that try not to skip any question. Okay, I have in my exam I attended for around 95 or 95 more than 95 5 marks question. I skipped some 4 mark question, one 4 mark question only, if I'm remembering correctly. So mark maximization is something which is going to help you a lot in the elective paper risk management. So try not to skip any question, especially MCQs. First of all, when you see a question, finish doing the MCQs first, then move on to the descriptive part. It gives you a sense of confidence that you have completed descriptive portion first, and that is all. You have completed MCQ portions first, and only descriptive portion is pending. So MCQ portions will take relatively lesser amount of time than descriptive question, because if the question paper is tricky, it may not be the case all the time. So that's all about your preparation strategy and your examination strategy for risk management. Thank you for your time. I think this video is I think you have find this video useful. Thank you.